Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Uncle Go podcast. My name is Borna, and today we have a really interesting, really fun topic coming on. It's about gaming, the Metaverse, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But first, help me in welcoming Lana Gaming to the Uncle Go podcast for the second time. Lana, welcome back to the podcast.
Yeah. Hi, Borna. Nice to see you again. Yeah, welcome back to Borna Zuber YouTube channel.
Yeah, welcome. It's great to have you on. I enjoyed our last conversation. We went a lot into audience building on social media. I know that you're very active on social media and use basically all of them, and I love that. I also love your passion for gaming because that's something that I enjoyed since I was a little kid, and I know that you did too. So tell us a little bit. How were you in the last few months? How are things evolving for you?
Yes, so welcome back to your channel and welcome back to our super good today. I think we will really have some super interesting topics, and I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great, thanks. It was a busy week. A lot was going on, a lot of like work and then editing videos and all of that, but it was fun. I enjoy working during the weekends on videos and podcasts like this one.
Yeah, definitely. So also, but from last time I did really good new things. I need to tell you more about what I did lately.
Yeah. I'm excited. I know that last time you were thinking about starting a YouTube channel, and then I was like, yeah, you know that I'm passionate about YouTube a lot. And I was like, yeah, definitely do it. I'm sure that you will do great there because gaming on YouTube is amazing. So welcome to the YouTube family.
Yeah, thank you very much, and not just gaming, but and every other topic is also welcome on YouTube, but especially gaming and entrepreneurships and education. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice. What's the channel called for everyone who's interested in maybe taking a look?
So yes, you can find me very simple. It's a Lana space game. So Lana, and we are talking about gaming and having gameplays. So mostly the focus is probably as simple as you can see on tech and in general tech, but specifically gaming. Yeah.
Do you work in tech?
Yes, I do. I also have background in digital marketing and back to all this with a master degree in political science. But really, that's not so much important. It's important that I'm doing, as you know, the gaming content, and that's what is on Lana Game. You can see, you can try to find and you can watch my videos about games. Yeah.
Nice. What is your favorite game?
But mostly, as you can see on Lana Game channel, I'm doing the GTA 5 series, and that's all we have. We have older than that versions, but yeah, you know GTA game. You are familiar with it.
Yep.
Are you?
Yep. I think I started playing with the GTA 3. I saw GTA 2, but I didn't play it. And I started with GTA 3 on my old computer. It was like super slow. It was barely able to run the game, so sometimes it was like lagging and being like really slow, but it was a great game.
Yeah, that was a good game, but till then you can. Back then it was not online as for multiplayer game, but today you can do the missions. So on Lana Game channels, I'm doing my own missions without being on online with other players. But I saw many videos, actually many gameplays with YouTube videos that people are playing together. So that's giving opportunity even more to be connected on YouTube. So it's great opportunity to grow your channel. Yeah,
of course. Did you play all the GTA games, or did you just start from the number 5?
Yeah, I back when I was younger, so I started with the first GTA. So like some of the older versions of GTA's, I don't know, like Vice City and San Andreas.
Oh yeah.
And then and those games, and that technology was really good at that time. But today on GTA, you can see much more improvements. If you ever visit my Lana Game channel, you can see how GTA 5. I mean, what kind of graphic is that, and how many things you can do and drive and listen to the music. And the missions are they extended the number of missions in game, and I think all this giving people opportunity to see that I really love to do those things. And even if I'm beginner in YouTube, that I love YouTube because YouTube is a family. It's just not blank space. It's about community.
Yeah, it is. I noticed that a lot with my channels that if you focus on one specific topic, a community kind of builds around it, and people comment, people kind of participate in the videos themselves, you know, even if they're not on your channel, they're just watching, and with the comments and their opinions, you kind of get a feel for how they look at what you're doing, right? So you're directly getting feedback, and that kind of makes your videos better, you know, because you can learn from others.
Yes, and it's completely YouTube. It's like a free country. It's like everybody have opportunity to see the previous video, and people have opportunity to switch to maybe another channel. And it's all, I think we all have the same rights. And on YouTube, like currently, what I like about gameplays on YouTube, that there's creativity, there's a freedom, there's a space for ads. Of course, there's ads which helping you to grow even. So because without ads, I mean, nothing will be possible. So we love it, and I think people should always support, because creators also needs to live from something. It's not about money, it's about giving opportunity for brands to be present in gaming world. So gaming industry is really growing because brands are really much included into that story. Yeah, you know, Borna, what I'm talking about, how marketing is playing big role into that.
I think that people underestimate gaming still. You know, it's 2022, and I think that people still think that gaming is a small industry. But I read some articles online that after the Super Bowl and the NBA, gaming is the third biggest sports that are watched online. So esports, right? And they predict that in the next 10 years, it'll probably climb to number 2 or number 1, depending on how fast it grows. So I think it's a really big industry that's just going to grow more and more. And ads, of course, and marketing companies are going to take it more and more serious. So I think that people who are doing gaming content will just have more opportunities.
Yeah, there's I read also recently, where was the country that we originally, beautiful country, we originally coming from, Croatia, like in Europe. So then it's the companies, the brands are much more investing than even 2 years ago. They said that 10 biggest companies, they decided to invest into some tech, into some gaming companies, into gaming creation or international companies, because that's so much bigger revenue. So YouTube also have part in that, because I mean the game developers are making something, then creators can create on YouTube, then on YouTube, as you or me as creators, we can also sell our products. So it's all about like selling those things, like from zero to hero, you know, from selling to one view and one customer to selling to million viewers. It's about product.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So games are good products.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're going to just see more of that. And I know back in the day when it started, we were all playing games in those basically like place where you would have a bunch of computers and you would rent out the time that you spent playing games there, and it would be like a community building there where people would come together and play games. That kind of went a little bit away. I know that's still popular in Asia, because they really have a strong gaming culture there. And I kind of miss that. I would really enjoy if that came back, if somebody, you know, started a new business, just opened up a huge hall with a lot of tables, chairs, brilliant internet speed, you know, and just like 100 people playing games at the same time. I think that would be super cool and super fun.
Yeah. Also, I got like recently some idea. I think that you know, I watch on Netflix some documentary. It was inspired by Japanese, like Tokyo and other cities, and there's a big culture of karaoke in Japan. So people after work, like after I finish with my work, they go to karaoke bar. And then what I realized, like that I'm looking forward that in the future, or especially in present moment, we would see more. We are witnessing of a more kind of songs, more music in the game, more good music into games. So I'm really inviting like artists as Eminem or I don't know, 50 Cent or Dr. Some other people, that Snoop Dogg, that they really make a good music, because I think the future is really in that. So to connect that inside of the games, we need more of those good lyrics and more good rap songs or pop songs.
Yeah, I think that was always amazing with GTA, because I remember in San Andreas, for example, or even in Vice City, you would sit in a car in the game and you would have like a few radio stations, and you would listen to the type of music that you would want while you're driving around and doing missions. I thought that was amazing. That was always my favorite part, and I know that specific cars would have specific music inside of them, and of course you could change stations, but I would have like 1 or 2 or 3 maybe favorite stations and musics to listen to. I don't know if you remember, like it was Radio X, which had like rock music, or there was K-Town or something like that. Like there was like funny names for the websites, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, it's super, and you can also see these days that, so it's super, it's cool, but there are many copyrights, so you need to be really careful when you're streaming that.
Yeah, I think in GTA they bought the rights for these songs. Like on each radio station, they probably bought like 20, 30, 50 songs that would play over and over. And of course, that cost them money at the start. But I think it created like a really good vibe for the players, because if you like let's say rap music, there will be a radio station in the game with just rap music, and it weren't just like the most popular songs out there right now. They took some older songs, some newer songs, some like really popular, some that you maybe don't know about, and while you were driving you would listen to music, and I think that just gives like a really cool vibe to the game.
Definitely, yeah. But as I said, you need to be careful about copyrights, because then you can be banned from YouTube if you are not careful.
But
they protected all those things.
Yeah, of course. But if a company does that before they release the game, then it's fine, you know. But yeah, when you're streaming it on your Twitch or YouTube, then it can be a little bit tricky.
That's totally right.
Yeah, nobody wants to lose their channel, you know, after putting so much work. A shame. But then again, you know, there's always a way around it. You can always demonetize the video, and then it should be fine, you know. But yeah, I played Cyberpunk 2077 recently, and it's also an amazing game. It reminds me of GTA a lot, but it's like in the futuristic Cyberpunk version. Have you played that maybe?
So I made a few posts on other social media, so you can also follow me on Lana.game on Instagram. On Instagram, I made a few posts about Cyberpunk game. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. Amazing game. Definitely try it when you have time. It's just like GTA.
On opposite, I need to disappoint you, but this is really just a constructive conversation, not any competition even near. I was really not happy about that game. I was expected more. I think the biggest minus I would give to this game is unstable connection, unstable graphic support. The game was crashing a lot for many years. Like specifically, I haven't played that game a lot. I just little scratch it, so I cannot say my deep. It's just opinion based on few hours, even if it's even few hours. But like I was disappointed with the lack of features, with the lack of some, how to say, things that
performance,
good, like missing parts in the games. So I don't know, for me that was not the game I would really live for.
I really loved it because we were waiting for that game for a long time, and I haven't played GTA in a long time, right? So this was just something that I kind of needed, you know, like a GTA version of a game, but futuristic and all of that. I think if they make a Cyberpunk 2077 part 2, and if they learn from what they did and kind of remake it with a maybe more content, like I'm missing some part, like, you know how in for example in GTA Vice City you had the option to buy a shop, and then that shop would generate money for you, and you became something like a business owner. You had a thing that you were working on. Here I had the feeling that it was just like, okay, go on a mission, kill people, collect mats, go back. Go on a mission, and it was just like A, B, A, B, A, B, you know. In Vice City, I had a lot more of feeling like, oh, I can go there and do this. And like it was more like of this, let's say, extra content that will kind of make you feel different about the game. And I think they could work on that a lot and improve it from that perspective.
Yeah, sure. That's much more improvement to do. I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah,
Mm.
basically, that's true what you said. What you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a lot of these options in GTA 5?
But I have, yeah. There's many options, but I think, as you say, even more will come out in a new game that is now in development. So like the
What
GTA
is that?
6 is announced on Tech Radar and on Mashable or on some YouTube even videos. People
GTA
already
6. Nice.
cheering for it on YouTube videos or for GTA 6, and that will be, I think, after 2013. So we are waiting for this game for, I think now I counted from 2013 till these days, and there
Like,
was not that's that amount of time. So really,
wow, it's almost 10 years, like crazy.
the 10 years ago.
Do we have a trailer of GTA 6 already, or is it just like a blog post?
A small trailer was a small trailer, but I don't know. Did they make something in Blender or in some program, Photoshop, in some Illustrator that, or is it real? I don't know. I would need to check. Is that really real? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely going to play that. It sounds like a great thing. And
I already thought like I would take just a holiday. Like I would take, oh no, I need to take like 1 week, invite you and all best friends, and like, oh no, just let's make gameplays videos. I'm really, really living for that. So it's like my big sort of happiness. It's like my world.
you know what I also think is a good thing, like what we mentioned earlier, that yes, just to tie on that one, I'm definitely going to do the same thing as well. Like I need more holidays to play more games. But what I think is a great thing, that usually it's hard to start a game and to get it off the ground, to get enough users, enough players, enough money to kind of keep the project going. And I think with a big studio like that, you already know that they're going to survive, right? That they have no money, they earn profits, and they can hire more people to create better games. And I think that it's good that they're doing like GTA 6, GTA 7, GTA 8, and get better every time, because then you get a better game. It's still the same thing, you're still in the city, you're still driving cars and doing missions, but it's fun and people love it. And I think that when you see that a big company like that is growing, and that they made money, I think that's a brilliant thing, because you know that you will get a newer, better game next time.
Yeah, sure. And they know what they are doing. Those are big companies. So like this Rockstar and many others, they are investing a lot of their time, and not just into normal games, but into some games that we would talk is like virtual more. So we will touch, I think, if we want this topic. So
definitely. A company that I really like is Ubisoft, and one of the game franchises there that they're having is Assassin's Creed. I played basically all parts of them because I love the story. Yeah, I love it because they have a great way of telling a story. Like it starts with like a character that you're following, and you see him developing, and there's this like mystery of what's going on here, and there's an element of the story that goes from the first until the last of the games, of this like mysterious items and what's this backstory and what are these companies doing, and you're kind of going from the past to the future. It's complex, but it's super fun. And the way they did it is they allow themselves to be in any part of history, because they can always say like, oh, we took something from this part of history, right? And then they can put it in Barcelona, right? Or they can put it in ancient Rome or ancient Greece. And it's amazing how they did it. I think that
usually are ancient places, like Rome or Greece. That's good.
But the main storyline is basically in the future, where people have technology so advanced that they can go back into person's memories based on their DNA. So I think that they can pull it off from like ancient times to Cyberpunk 2077. I think like Assassin's Creed 20 will be something like Cyberpunk, where you basically went through memories of all your ancestors and then end up here today. And then you're like...
Good point. That would be good to make a game that is going from back to history till very modern times.
Yeah. If they pull that off, I'm sure that it will be one of the biggest game franchises in the world. What I would love to see them do is, that they have a lot of these like like since it's Assassin's Creed, a lot of assassins. I think they're missing ninjas. I think they're missing like an Asian version where you have like shurikens and katanas and things like that in Asia. And with their technology of like climbing, stealth, and all of that, I think ninjas would be perfect.
Yeah, and also somebody said, have you ever think about that? Somebody recently told on YouTube, on one YouTube video, that like we forgot, like, what about dinosaurs? It's like dinosaur, pterosaurs. Like, is there any good game that it's about that? I mean, I don't know personally, or maybe you know, but like, is it this part is also missing? This is not ancient history. This is ancient history.
Prehistoric, yeah. I think actually, I'm not sure if it's an Ubisoft game, but it's something like Primal, where they literally did something like that. Or was it the studio that makes Far Cry? Yes, I think it's the studio that makes Far Cry. I think they made a game called Primal, and you're basically in the dinosaur prehistoric era. You're kind of hunting mammoths, gathering fur and bones and building weapons. It's amazing how they did it. I haven't played it, but I've seen gameplays online, and I think that's a great idea. And there's another one that kind of took a different spin on it, like civilization ended, and then like Matrix machine and all of that, but the machines look like dinosaurs, and they're in nature. So you're something like prehistoric meets futuristic, and you do create like spears and crossbows and things like that, but they're mixed with modern technology, and the dinosaur is literally like a walking mech dinosaur. Take a look. That could be maybe interesting for you. It's a highly rated game, and I think they're releasing part 2 now soon.
And now you gave me idea. Now you gave me actually. Now you reminded me that like I think Sega had something with those small creatures, dinosaurs. They made a long time ago, or turtle. Something was like some game was about that. Yeah. And by the way, Sega, the Sega as corporation, as a company, Japanese, like one of the biggest Japanese gaming companies is sold. Did you know that they will not be anymore under that name? Yeah.
Really? Who did they sell to, or what will they turn into?
Yeah, they are sold by some other. They are sold by some other company, and I don't know the name of other company, but yeah, they supposedly those are those companies that even now in a time of those hard times that we're living those 2 years ago, then they didn't survive so well, so they are sold. Yeah. They will still exist, but under the other name. Yeah, not Sega. You know Sega. Yeah,
yeah, I know them. That they were one of the first that were doing like PlayStation games, and they were really, really good. I remember that for a long time they were actually one of the dominant companies doing games, and it would be sad if they go away. Like I still think there's room for them to grow.
Yes, definitely there is a room for them to grow. So they are not going off. They are just trying to find their own space and help from. Obviously, they lost a lot of millions of dollars, so they need to recover from that.
Yeah, let's hope they do.
But too bad that they will not exist anymore at all, and that will not happen. Just I said under another name. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep an eye out for them and see if they have any cool games that we can play there.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. All right. There's one company that I also follow for like years that it's in the gaming space. Do you know Blizzard Activision?
Blizzard, yeah. I heard about it. Company.
I played their game World of Warcraft when I was younger and wasted like 2 years of my life just doing that. It was during high school. So like the time that I should have been spent studying, I was basically playing World of Warcraft, and wasted all my time there. But it was super fun. And it was the biggest game at that point that was on that level that looked like GTA, but it's, like it's fantasy, it's medieval. So there's no like cars and it's more like magic and knights and equipping armors and killing bosses in dungeons.
Yeah.
And I think they also did a very good storyline. They built like 2 continents. So it's not like you have a city, you had like 2 continents where each, let's say, region was like a GTA game. So it was a massive game. You had to pay to play it. But it was the only way that they could pull it off to monetize all of that. And they did a lot of expansions for it. It lost a lot of popularity at one point, but World of Warcraft is not their only game. They released like Hearthstone, which is kind of like a card collecting game where you build your deck and then play cards against other people. And they have a lot of characters from World of Warcraft world on the cards. So if you play the hero there in World of Warcraft, you have him as one of the cards that you can play now, you know? So you could like pick things that remind you on World of Warcraft, you know, but it's a lot faster. It's free to play. It's easy to play. Well, you know, if you get competitive, it's really, really hard, but it's super fun because they're releasing new cards from that universe all the time.
Yeah, that's great. And now when I think about this company, I think they're pretty old. Are they not from some early 2000s or older?
Yes. So, before World of Warcraft, they had Warcraft, which was something like Age of Empires or Age of Mythology. Do you know these games where you're kind of, or Command and Conquer Generals, where you're kind of building out?
That a little bit.
Yeah, something like that. But, yeah, before Dota, right? So what they basically did is they said like, all right, this is so cool and so popular, we're going to make a world out of that. And then they took the characters out of Warcraft and made like a RPG style whole world. And it was the first project like that ever, biggest one. And it just took the world by storm. It was the biggest game at one point in the world, you know, so it was amazing. But yeah, before that, they even have some older games that nobody knows about, like Lost Vikings. Have you played that maybe?
Yes, but that's Northern, not mythology. Yeah, is it inspired by that?
Yeah, it is.
I haven't played that, but I heard about it. Yeah, and it was very, very, very popular among kids that time. Yeah.
Yes, that's when we were super young. It was like you had 3 Vikings, and you could kind of switch between which character. It was like 2D, and you're going through the level. And you basically have to solve puzzles. And each of those Vikings could do something. One could push, one could jump, one could fly, you know, things like that. So you had to combine them. And it was really, really hard to kind of go through it. I should maybe replay that now when I'm older to see how it would go. You know?
Yeah, it's like... sometimes maybe you think, oh yeah, this is the older game, so maybe it's easier, but some games even for kids were really, really like tough to conquer and takes so much time. So it's like this one game like Crash Bandicoot or Spyro. So those are games that are like simple, but you take a lot of time to try to manage them.
Spyro was fun. Yeah, the flying around was amazing. I love that part when you would just like cruise, and they had really nice world designs. I think it was a beautiful game. Yes.
All those creatures and all these landscapes, really, really, really nice to see.
Yeah, I agree. Crash Bandicoot is still popular. They released a new version of it on, what is it, PlayStation 5 now or Xbox? I think it's one of those consoles.
I think it's remastered version.
Remastered, yeah. That came out last year, right?
Yes, and no, maybe 2 years ago, even 2 to 3 years ago. You would be surprised. At least 3 years ago, it's like maybe newer. But the last I have is this from 2018, maybe. 18, 19, and it's exactly as the first game. Yeah. Just
I love that.
faster and better quality of pixelization is really
graphics. I love that. When companies can bring back a really good game, I think that's like another win for them, because graphics will always improve. You know, things will get better as computers get better, as graphic cards get better, as our internet connections get better. You know, we will be able to play better and better games.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's where it kind of leads us to the second part, because as games get better, as this whole universe of gaming gets better and stronger and more interactive,
got smarter.
and we are smarter, and technology gets smarter, like VR and AR and things like that. I think we'll get more interactive games where it will become more interlinked with real life. What do you think about the all the things that companies like Meta are now doing, where they're thinking about the metaverse and going into that direction?
Yeah, actually, as we all know, it's like they're trying to sell completely new products, and everything put into virtual space, into virtual world. So like Meta is one of the pioneers now into that new world, and I'm very, very excited about it. Actually, completely something new now. Never before we haven't witnessed that sort of things. Many new things happening in this, especially for Meta company, right?
You worked for a VR glasses company, right? Or no?
About gaming, producing shoes for walking in virtual reality. Actually, you can play a game with those shoes, and then you use the rest of equipment like Oculus glasses from Meta brand, and then that's that. Actually, you're into virtual world. So into virtual world, I'm already was before 3 years ago. Yeah.
And how does that work? You put them on your feet, and then you just like, do you walk around your room, or?
Literally, they're not made that you walking in a room. Maybe one day you will really be able to walk even on the street with that shoes that are called Cybershoes. And okay, little promotion for that. And really, just good thing to do. And to say about those shoes and about Oculus, then you put Oculus glasses, and together with that, you're sitting. But you can move your feet, like you can imagine as you on a bicycle.
Nice.
And you can walk then everywhere, and you're completely into your vision of the world. So tell me, what do you think? Do you think there's something that you tried or you would like to try, for example?
I would like to try that. So I haven't tried the Cybershoes yet, but that seems like a really good idea, because I did try Oculus. A friend of mine has it, and it was like before this whole lockdown thing. I went to his place a few times, slept over during the weekend, and then we would play in VR like the whole night. I loved it, but I had a problem with walking around. And in some games you have like where you have to move your hands like this, but then you can't shoot or interact with anything because you're moving your hands in this strange way. And it didn't feel natural to me. He was really good at it because he has the Oculus at home and plays it every night, right? And he got a lot more practice. So for him, it was a lot easier. But for me, like jumping for one day into it, it was hard to move like that and shoot and interact and move out of the way if something is coming towards you. That was hard. So I think that something like Cybershoes would really make it, a lot more simple to move in. Let's say if I was in GTA, you need the option to move and to point your gun, shoot, drive the car, turn around, But if you're doing this, you can't do it, right?
Yeah. So, it's actually it's the same thing if you're playing Gran Turismo or some game. Maybe if you don't have those steering wheels, and then if you can also play with a normal like joystick. So it's like also it's also okay to do. But if you just have those steering wheels, then you can be faster and you can have better coordination. Even gravity is better. So definitely,
that's true.
That's why virtual products exist, and except just traditional joysticks.
One game that I really like is Beatsaber. I'm sure that you played that before. Beatsaber is amazing. Like I think that's one of the best games, like when you put it on easy mode to show someone how does the VR world really look like. And my goal for this year is to buy a Oculus headset and bring it home and show it to my parents so they see and try it, because like
you can bring to my parents also.
My parents
uncle
are like,
and all. That would be super. We should do
that. Because my parents are really old school.
Somebody will be under the table. Sooner or later, somebody will be like, that's easy. One player less, and we will win.
They have to sit down then to play it. But my parents are old school and they never played games. I know that my dad tried a few on the computer, but he never was a fan of it. Like
except Tetris and Super Mario.
Like simple games like that. So I think this would be like a huge like shock for them, because they're not I don't think they can even visualize it. And I really want to make a video of like my mom trying VR headset for the first time. I think that would be a hilarious video.
Yeah. Super, yeah, and grandmother and everybody, yeah, whoever you have, or yeah. So that's actually yeah, that's actually how new that's how we can see how new is metaverse as a whole concept. And yeah, also those are also moral questions. Is it ethical? Is it respecting the limits of human nature and brain? There's many questions, pro and cons about that. I don't know, have you read about that, but actually people saying, and there's much critics about that, by the way.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I think as
how much that can change our mood, our mind, and everything else. How much, how good impact that has on other side of the story, except using that.
Yeah, I think it's kind of just like the internet, because a lot of people said, oh, the internet is going to be bad, and there's so much violence on the internet, and bad comments, and pornography, and like shaming people and things like that. But it's only like that if you only look at that side. But there's so much good that came out of the internet. Like think about it like this: how much did you learn through the internet?
Yeah. Exactly, everything.
A lot, right? And then imagine the exact same thing for the metaverse. Of course, there's going to be something bad with it, something that's wrong, but there's also going to be so many good things around it. They're just going to help a lot more people. I know that a lot of people, the first thing that they mention is like doing virtual meetings together. Yeah, I think that's going to be a great way. Like, look how Zoom connected us all more into doing these calls. It's so much easier to do a meeting with someone when you're doing like a meeting on Zoom, because you convey information a lot faster. You see the other person, and it's just more interactive. I think with the metaverse, we're going to get the same thing.
Yeah, I think the metaverse is not so much as people say. It's not about reality, because actually we are. somebody said for some Oxford University recently. I think I read before 1-2 weeks. He said, but we are already living sort of virtual reality. I mean, not literally, but hey, come on! If I'm using mobile and if I'm in another space, and I can do many things, interact with you, I'm already interacting virtually. So I think actually metaverse is more about, okay, new virtual space, but plus most important thing, in my opinion, I would say always to people on my social media networks, is about experience, because we never had in a history experience to live that really complete virtual experience. So we are already half virtual, but now with Meta, with other products, brands that will come, it probably will not be just Meta, and for sure, and then we will live completely. So now we are halfway virtual, and already we were there, but now we will be full into that. I think to go backwards, it's not much possible anymore. It doesn't need to be. It's just how you will use it for a good purpose, because it's the same as a war. If and peace. If you have peace, you have war. If you decide war, it's a bad sort of thing. But if you decide maybe, okay, I will not be in a war, that's a good thing. It's all about internet and metaverse. Yeah, how you're using that. Yeah, for which purpose, good or bad purpose. Yeah. Are you harming people or not? Yeah.
You know what I think we need? Like an educational game in VR. For example, there's a problem with education in my mind where you go to high school and then you go to college and you're like 10 years there, and you go to the job market and you basically have 0 years of experience. Of working
you lost sense for the real world, because in that 10 years while you were using your notebook, which is also very, very old school of learning, you lost touch with reality,
Yes.
And you settle into virtual reality, and it's not good. Because already that's why education needs completely be adjusted adjusted with virtual reality. Yeah,
exactly. And when you apply for a job, they literally ask you like, all right, what do you know how to do it, right? Like, what can you do? And most people say nothing, because they don't have any work experience. what if we create like a GTA game, but a learning for jobs game, right? So instead of going on a mission to, I don't know, in GTA, rob a bank, you go and have a business meeting with someone, and then you need to negotiate, you have to sell a product, you have to ask them for feedback, you know, or marketing, or basically, I don't know, accounting or something like that, where you literally have a game that teaches you how to work. And imagine having that in high school or college. You would be 10 times more engaged, because you'll be like, all right, cool, I literally see how this is going to work. And then companies could directly hire people from that game. They could be like, you have a top score in sales, right? So you're really, really good at selling. And it's basically the same thing. All right, here's a job offer, come work for our company, because you already proved that you know how to do it, right? It couldn't work for all jobs, of course, you know, of course. But there are so many jobs where it could work. And I think that's something that we
if
need.
you want to go, because in my opinion, if I want to be good at my job, for example, I'm living in Austria, I want to be the perfect good employee in my company, and I need to not rely on my old knowledge. I need to always be fresh, up to date, because if I lost that touch with reality, with the things that are happening now, that's not really good.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I think it also comes down to goals in life that you have. Like, if you know where you're going towards, then it's easy to find the tools that will help you get there. For instance, you want to grow on social media, it's easy to find people, tools, courses, apps that can help you with that. If you don't know where you're going, you're just basically, you know, like, we'll find everything that you don't need, right? So I think it's also important to kind of pick a way where you want to go, you know, like if you want to go down the gaming route and play to earn a living, that's possible, you know, like so many people have done it, and it's getting more and more possible. I've been looking a lot into like cryptocurrencies and things like that, and I think that's very, very interesting as well. And I think what we'll see more is people playing to earn money while they're playing, without being on Twitch, YouTube, and things like that, where you just play and you make money. I would give an example. Imagine you're playing Super Mario, and each time you break one of the boxes where you get coins, imagine those coins going directly to your wallet. Wouldn't that be nice, right?
Yeah, right.
It would.
To
earn
praise
more
people, to gift people by effort that they're doing in
Exactly.
game, then in other case why a game exists.
Exactly.
Okay, it's not so black and white, of course. It's not good to be so black and white, but you're right. You're on a good point. It's very creative sort of thinking.
And then, of course, with earning that currency, you can buy things in the game, but also you can use it for other games. Like the one of the problems that we have now in gaming is, let's say you take 1,000 euro and you buy a lot of cosmetics in GTA 5 or GTA 6, right? The problem that you have there is, if you decide to stop playing that game, your money is locked there, and you basically can't get it back out. What the world of cryptocurrencies and blockchain and NFTs and smart contracts will do, will allow you to basically sell that and convert it back into another currency, either that currency of that game or one of the other cryptocurrencies, and basically go to another game or transfer it back to euros, dollars, whatever, right? And I think that gives so much flexibility to people.
Yes, right. Because then you don't, then you somehow award people for what they are doing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Actually,
it'll be amazing. Like kids playing games and earning money. I think they will start asking questions then, like, why should I even go to work? Right? I make money playing games. Like, why would I work in a company somewhere where I don't want to be? And now I can make money through games, right? I think we'll see a lot more of that.
Yeah, I agree.
Very interesting. Yeah. There is one crypto game that's super popular right now. You maybe heard about it. It's called AXIE Infinity.
I heard a little bit. There was some title on the news about it, the game.
It got very popular because it had this element inside where you could make money by buying and selling the things that you earn from games. It looked like, you know how with Tamagotchi and with Pokemon, you could kind of have your character and then you have to take care of it and level it up. They made the same thing. You could have like 3 of these axes, which are like small round creatures, and you level them up, and then you go into battles 3 versus 3. And it's a very simple game. It's 2D, and you collect items there, and it's called love potions that you get there as a reward. And then with this love potion, you can take 2 of your axes, and then they mate together, and they have a kid that's another new axie, and then you can sell the axie to other players, or you can sell the love potions if you want, right? And then the cool thing about it is that if you like put a red axie and a green axie, and one of them has wings, the other one has horns, the chance of the kid having horns and wings is much higher, right? So then you can combine what you want to create like the newer axes in a way that suits you, right? And they have like attack, defense, spells and things like that. So you can kind of mix and create what you want. And people would buy the axes that they want in their team to be stronger in fighting each other. So it's it created a small, well, now it's a big economy of people trading these axes and fighting each other and earning money through that. It got very popular in the Philippines.
Yeah. So they became very, 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 very different. I didn't know about that actually. Yeah, but it sounds very.
It's it's harder to get in now because you have to buy the axes to play the game. So you have to create like a wallet and transfer money to the wallet, buy a cryptocurrency with which you can then buy the axes. And those axes now got actually expensive since more people started playing it. It's harder to get them and they're more expensive. And I watched a few YouTube videos of like people playing these crypto games where a guy spent like $2,000 to buy like three or four axes, and build his team. So it is harder than at the start. But then again, he's doing an experiment where he's looking at like, okay, how much can I earn from playing with these axes that I bought, and how long does it take me to get the $2,000 back, to break zero, and then how much does it take me to start making money off of it? So it's very interesting, and there are a lot more games coming that will be in the same way.
Yeah, sure. I think that's just beginning of that, and you're right. Like much more games will come, and the things we will then talk in the future, you and me, and on YouTube, will definitely be about Metaverse, and not just Metaverse, but the game that are much more completely different than those. It's already very good, clear signs that it will be.
Yeah, definitely. I think that all these big gaming companies that we mentioned earlier will have some kind of cryptocurrency integration into their games, where you will be either able to just buy stuff in the game with crypto, or where you will be able to, buy, sell items or go on a mission and then earn crypto and make money off of that. I think every game will have that.
Yeah, and the purpose of that is also to make things that works like that way.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. All right. Do you know any big game that's coming for the Metaverse, or in general game that you're looking forward to besides GTA 6?
But not specifically. Not specifically. I'm not more, focused on that. But what you said now about this, the last things that we talk about, how games are totally changing these days, and Metaverse, it's going out just. Some more speculations, but not specifically that I would say now that I have some idea and I can name some specific game. I don't have some favorite at the moment game, so I would like to say something without thinking about that in deep. So not specifically some game, but totally just seeing. I'm more focused on possibilities that Metaverse is bringing. Like how about using those currencies inside? How about like selling products products like anything from bottles of food, of bottles and clothes and accessorize. Like I'm very much very much impressed by opportunities to, I don't know, to suddenly have your own, I don't know, Luka Modric dress, or I don't know, to have some t-shirt and to have some things. It's like this completely new world of opportunities of marketing.
Yeah. Lana, you were also into programming and coding, right?
Yes. I am into that still. So I'm just pushing my own repositories on GitHub things and
nice.
making funny, sometimes even a little bit provocative content, I would say, if I can say, on social media, but all in the purpose just to say to people that coding can be fun, and exactly, and coding and gaming can sometimes not to take things so seriously, in the meaning that you burn out. So maybe people can see my videos, funny, silly videos, how am I imitating something or singing or making funny silly faces, just because to say people that sometimes they need to rest, and then if they want to rest they can watch some silly or even a little bit educational videos that I'm sharing as small advices about coding. So nice. That's the purpose in the moment, practicing those projects, but in the same time creating content, gaming content and content for company. I mean, just focusing on marketing inside of the gaming industry.
Nice. You definitely have to send me the link to your GitHub profile. We'll put it in the show notes so people can have a look if they want.
Yes, sure. And much more exciting things I'm looking forward to do. Like currently learning React and trying to implement some super APIs and trying to make that it works, that maybe there's options of things. If somebody has a small app that it can recognize, I don't know, weather changes, or it can, I don't know, you can find the food stores in that small app. I'm just actually practicing that. It's not like I'm a professional into that, but all this path in my 30s, I devoted actually my life on my young age to technology, and I'm not planning to giving up. It's just the start of this.
Oh yeah, there's enough time to do everything, right? I think you should take a look, since you love coding. We got like in the last year I was studying here in college in Ireland, blockchain in business, and one of the professors gave us a link for like a website where they can teach you for free the programming language for Ethereum, which is called Solidity. And Ethereum is like the second biggest cryptocurrency in the world, with the largest amount of developers working on thousands of projects on the Ethereum network. And they had to develop their own programming language, and it's specific for the blockchain. And so many games are being built on Ethereum right now, and ecosystems built around it. Definitely take a look at that. The first thing that they teach you is like how to make the link is called Crypto Zombies, where you create your little crypto zombie, and it like runs around, and you can create them in a factory, and it's like very simple, but it teaches you kind of the basics of how all of this works. Since you already have some kind of background in programming, definitely take a look at it. I'll send you the link after the show. It's very interesting because you can learn the basics, and I think if you're going in the direction of gaming and all of that and programming and combining that together, I think sooner or later you will come in contact with one of the blockchains that are being built right now. If you have a little bit of knowledge about Solidity, I'm sure that can help you a lot. So I'll definitely send you a link for that.
Yes. That's good. That's good tip. Also, I think it's almost impossible to avoid learning about coding without playing games in longer term. I'm not saying about people who only like to spend, I don't know, half hour and they are not even doing content gaming on YouTube gameplays creations. But like, if you really want to understand like why some things works in game like they work, like the way they work, you need to understand that somebody developed that, and then to understand at least the basic of some front end or back end things, then it makes you feel really closer to the source of that game or the source of something.
Yeah.
So it's important. That's why it's important to know the basics, and there's a sort of kind of education, and you can learn it on your own. So there's no need that you necessarily need to spend millions if you don't want. No, it's just about everybody can do it in any age almost. So,
yeah. I have my best friend from elementary school. He went down the programming route, and he's a really, really good developer. He worked in some amazing companies, but he hasn't been working on games. He was working for, like bigger companies. And I always thought that if I ever do anything with coding, it would definitely go in the direction of gaming, because I wouldn't work with code for like companies' websites and things like that. I think games would be my highest priority. And a guy on YouTube that I saw, he said like, it's amazing when you like create hundreds of lines of code and you've been working on it for months, and then you click enter, everything is done, and then you see a game that you developed from nothing created into something, and then you're like, whoa, this really works, like this is a game that I created. And I can visualize that idea, like, oh wow, like I made this, like I think that would be an amazing feeling.
Yeah, but I think it's not like in real life that will be like, oh, but just one bug, I still need to in Visual Studio Code to fix. Oh no, still doesn't work. Like, it's not maybe okay from your perspective. It seems like it's the end of the story, but it's then when you push the game out wherever you push it, and then you need to all the time like be careful and fix it and listen to the issues of people. So it's like really never end story. While you decide it's like a live creature, it's always breathing, it's always causing some problems, sometimes hurt, sometimes doesn't hurt. It's like this with the coding, to take a good care. And
bug hunting
these days.
Yeah, I have a friend that started learning coding, and he's trying to create the game Snake, the ones that we played on the old Nokia phones. He's trying to make that on the computer, and I think he's almost done with it, and he's having a lot of fun. But exactly as you said, oh, this is not working. Oh, why is it not working? Where's the problem? And then like finding out where you made the mistake is taking a lot of his time.
Yeah. Because it's that's what is about programming. It's not the biggest challenge is not how to create the best landscape. It's about how to make it something work. So with a less problematic approach for programming, with a less bugs, you can make a better game, because in the end somebody else in your team will make design, and your purpose is how to make things that they work, that functional. It's like
I think a good idea for you would be, since you already started a YouTube channel where you're doing gaming and talking about coding, to screen record yourself programming. I think if you just screen record with Zoom, like 1 hour where you're just typing and trying to figure it out, I think that people would watch that.
Yeah, sure, because everybody can learn, and including me, who am making mistakes while I'm programming and always having some problems. But then that's how you learn, how you educate yourself while fixing the problems, and that can help somebody to learn. And of course, there's always people when it comes to programming as well as digital marketing, you always think, oh, I haven't seen that, I don't know this, but how much you already know if you are sometimes into that topics. So it's always somebody can learn from something that maybe you know for years. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, I agree. It's all about learning, right? I started a new job recently, a few months back, and learning from people who are really, really good at their job is something that helps me a lot. Like you get stuck and you're like, why is this not working? And then someone's like, oh, I do this every time and it works. And you try it and you're like, oh, wow, this actually really works, and it saves you so much time. It helps so much. So I definitely, like, one of my goals for this year is to talk to more people who are better at things than me and learning from them. That's a big goal for this year.
Yes, that's the only way how we can grow on ourselves. It's like really that by also not you never need you never forget that you can always motivate other people around you.
Yeah, exactly. I try to do that on my channels. I think that helped me a lot when I was younger, and
I
still
think you are good
helps.
into that. Yeah,
Thank you.
I
Thank
think
you
you are
so
a really
much.
good example as a Borna to you are motivating people and providing solutions about everything that you're talking on your YouTube channel, very smart way, and trying not to lose yourself. You're always staying the same while you already people see you have progress during years, and that's why your YouTube is growing, because you are talking about things that are real, that are now happening, technologies, or really now things in business that are important.
Yeah. And I always try to talk about things that I already tried, for instance, on my creation channel, I did a video about Grammarly, as you said earlier, and it's super easy to use, and it helps me so much because I'm constantly writing something on my computer, emails, LinkedIn posts, I don't know, content for the podcast. And imagine how much time you would lose going every time to translator and see, oh, did I use the right word? Or here you just click, it automatically corrects it. And I think one feature that Grammarly needs is the feature where it tells you how much time you saved by using Grammarly. Imagine that. Imagine if you could see imagine if you could see, like, all right, taking that word, going to Google Translate, translating it, then pasting it back, that's like 7 seconds, right? And then each time you click a word in Grammarly, that saved you 6.5 seconds, let's say, like that. And then after a year of using it, they give you like, we saved you 15 hours of trying to find the right word. I would be like, wow, I know that in just to finish there, I know that there is one tool that I use for YouTube that helps me with things like that. It's called Tubebuddy, and I'll send you the link for it. It's amazing, but that shows you how much time it saved you in researching keywords, for example, or editing videos in bulk of like adding like end screens and things like that. And it shows you from data and statistics at the end, this is how much time we saved you. Amazing.
Yeah, but that sounds fantastic. Like, that's the huge point of this whole YouTube video. It's like some tool that can help, that it's closely connected with YouTube, as you're saying, is it?
Yeah, it is. It integrates directly to YouTube as an API on your Google Chrome, and it basically figures out what, let's say for the keywords, it figures out what you're talking about in the video, and then it suggests keywords that are often used and searched for on YouTube. So you can use keywords that people type into the search bar, and then it kind of tries to help you ranking your videos higher. So it's an amazing tool. I'll leave a link in the show notes below, and I'll also send you the link. Definitely check it out because it's amazing.
That's okay, and that's what helps. What can help in the way you're saying. It's really useful tool.
Yeah, definitely. I like these tools that are kind of almost automatic, where you don't have to waste a lot of time on using it. Like Grammarly would be a perfect example, because you just install it once and then it's everywhere where you're using it, and it just helps you really, really fast. It's just like a few clicks and it works. I think companies that are doing that are going to be amazing. I think that in the gaming industry as well, if you can create a game that, like if you have to do something to complete certain tasks, if the way you're doing it is easy and simple, that you enjoy the process, I think that engages the audience more. I think that games that don't do that properly, they have a really hard time.
Yeah. It all takes practice. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it doesn't come on us so soon. You need to try and then to see, does it work or not.
Yeah. There's a great example that I know from the game that I mentioned earlier called World of Warcraft. You know that when you're playing GTA now, or any of the newer games, when you get a quest or a mission, you have to go somewhere, and then you have to find someone or go to a region or kill someone or find an objective or something like that. And you usually have a point on the map, it's here or it's in this region, right? Yeah. World of Warcraft didn't have that. And the world was huge. And they literally, when you pick up the quest or the mission, they would tell you a story like, in the mountains after the woods, there's a tribe there living next to the trees, and you have to go. So, and then you're walking, there's like, all right, where's the mountain? Ah, there's the mountain. All right, did I pass the trees already? And you would waste so much time actually trying to find something in the world.
Yeah.
And then somebody created an add-on that you installed on your computer into the World of Warcraft file, and it showed you here, like this is the region. It saved so much time. It was super practical, and I think everybody had it integrated until I think now you have it automatically in the game.
Yeah, it's very enjoyable experience.
Definitely. I can see how in the metaverse we will put on our VR glasses, and you will have to go to the, I don't know, to the doctors or dentists or have a meeting with someone, and there will be literally in your glasses, like on the screens, there will be an arrow like go left now or go right or 300 more meters, just like a navigation system in your car. I think that we're going to have that in our glasses, like, oh, this is the building, and then it will show the building as green.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Maybe even something better than that. But okay, for first like draft, it's okay what you're saying. But it's so many things people need to discover, and that can help.
That we will see that definitely. I know that they're working on it already. I think they want to integrate it into Google Earth or any of the huge websites that have everything scanned, and they're literally, as you have your glasses on, you will look at the street, and if you go to Zagreb, it will literally show you make a right turn here, and you will have an arrow above the street that shows you, and you won't have to look down into your phone for navigation. You will literally, while you're driving, you'll have an arrow showing where to go. So that will be amazing.
Amazing thing. Funny as well.
But it will also be used for other things, like imagine when you have those glasses on, then somebody can buy a virtual billboard for marketing, right? Then you don't need to build a place where you put the commercial on. Here, since it's virtual, you'll just like say like, oh, this place here, I want to buy it, I want to have my ad here, and then you'll just walk around somewhere, and in the middle of the street there will be an ad, because somebody bought that. Crazy.
Different place for ads, definitely, not just as we used to see. First was on billboard, on physical billboard, then it was on half virtual, now YouTube ads, and then the third will be everywhere around. It will be like on my pencil, on this mouse, and everywhere else. Joystick. And
voice command will be also big, where like, do you use any of the Google Home or Alexa Home or any of those?
Like, you think Alexa or those? No? I tried just to test in the store, but I haven't bought.
Me neither, but I think we'll have a lot more of these where you'll be like, hey, my phone, order me a hamburger or pizza, or I think we'll see it integrated more and more. Well, you'll be working on your computer and be like, hey, schedule my next YouTube video for next Monday. And then the video that you made, it'll upload itself into YouTube and it'll be scheduled for next Monday. I think we'll see more of this automation using voice, where you will talk to the computer and tell them, all right, do this. And
AI, you think?
Exactly. AI. Exactly.
The one app that I tried to install and use it for some time was called Replica. So Replica is AI robot. It's like an app where you can do everything with an imaginary robot, some imaginary person that helps you to do things, or you can ask a questions, opinion about, I don't know, where is this hospital, where is this office, post office, and everything, and it gives you answers, and it recognizes your opinions, your way of thinking, and everything. Really, really surprisingly close to talking with other human beings.
Nice. How good did it work? Like, could it do complex things or just only the simple things?
But with it talking very complex things, really, like trying to not giving up, like talking.
Nice. Amazing. That sounds like a future podcast that we'll have to go back to and be like, see, now we have this.
Me, Emily, or I don't know, Sam, and then you and your, I don't know, Max, and then
yeah, exactly, and have virtual friends.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see that. I'm sure that they will integrate that into games as well, where the AI that's learning now how to talk to us, they will just program that every NPC in the game is basically the same AI and giving you feedback. Like one will be angry, one will be sad, one will be happy, and you'll meet them in the game and you'll have like real interactions like with real people, because AI will learn so much from us that it will be able to have these normal conversations in game with us.
Exactly, and not just that, but to recognize, really, to predict future even more. So
I would love an AI predicting the stock market and cryptocurrency prices, to make more money through that. I would love to have something like that.
Yeah. I think the best thing you can see is about actually those things, and about like tech in medicine, tech in for a purpose of smartwatch or some things, when he can like surely predict you some disease and everything. There's a space where tech is very useful. Already can save your life.
Yeah. I know that one of the technologies that's right now where AI is used, it's in like, those MRI scans where you go to the doctor, you scan your brain or lung, heart, things like that. And then a doctor has to look at it. And then the doctor has to decide, is this something good or bad or dangerous or benign? They figured out that AI can scan like millions of photos in like a relatively short time and can predict like 1,000 times better and more accurate than any doctor. And it's just making it more safe and basically making people more healthy.
Sure. Good thing. Good thing to use. Yeah,
definitely. Should we wrap it up here?
Yeah, we just started, but seems like we already running on for some time with the cool topics, with the really useful things, and we learned something today. Yeah.
Definitely. Love the chat. I think we went into some really cool topics. Gaming, always fun. The metaverse and everything that's coming. Super exciting. We'll definitely do episode number 3 and come back with some more cool ideas and topics. Lana, thank you so much for taking the time to coming on the Uncle Gold podcast again. Tell, for everybody who wants to follow you, where can they find you?
Yeah, they can find me on my Lana Game Instagram channel, and on my Lana Game TikTok channel, and as well as Lana Game YouTube channel. And I'm really willing to answer to any questions under my things, posts, reels under the videos YouTube, and invite also people to Uncle Gold podcast and your YouTube channel, which already passed this milestone of 1,000 followers, and I see like 10,000 till summer for sure. Yeah, but it's just beginning. Don't forget, it's just beginning, and I'm always your supporter, and I believe and trust that this is just that all hard work pays out, and this is the proof that it's going on after you investing and doing really good work on your Uncle Gold podcast. Yeah,
thank you so
much.
It
was really pleasure to talk to you. So we just scratch some topics. Next time, I agree to go deeper into those topics and to give you. We will bring fresh news to people about what in our lives is going on and what is new in technology. Yeah,
definitely.
We can prepare some.
I also wanted to return the compliment. I really think you're doing a good job with your YouTube channel, and I hope it grows a lot faster for you and a lot bigger. What I love personally the most is that you're doing a lot of content at once, where you're scheduling it up front, and you have like 10, 20 videos scheduled in advance. I think that's super smart, and it's great if you can plan it out that way.
Yeah. Just to show that I'm there for people. I'm on my Lana Game YouTube there for people. People can rely on me. I'm taking those things seriously, not giving up because any others' opinions, and or I'm always willing to take criticism. Like, I understand that I can only become a greater person if I learn from my own mistakes, and definitely you need to do on your way, because this digital YouTube marketing and any other marketing is a kind of a very vice versa thing. You need to spend much time and learn from that. I hope you agree that. I hope that you agree that YouTube is really all about learning, all about growing and editing and like doing better work.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I try to learn from bigger creators who are doing a much better job and trying to kind of assimilate that and putting it into my work. And we'll definitely talk about that more. I think it's a super interesting topic, and everyone who's listened to this podcast, I hope you keep learning, keep expanding, keep looking for the golden life, and we'll see you in the next podcast. Thanks for being here, guys. Have a great day. We'll see you around.
The Uncle Gold Podcast.